Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live Show. Bro, super weird. Just got told that we weren't going to have internet for however many hours, and then all of a sudden I had internet again. So we're good to go. So let's get it. Let's run through it and hope that we have a solid hour of internet for me as things are going down in Cali. So hope everyone's staying safe. If you are in Southern California, that's it's messed up down there right now. But we are going to be having the bottom line scrolling in a minute. We got David producing as always on those ones and twos. So he'll be getting the bottom line up with the looks that we already have from my card that's in the VIP right now on the Discord there. Finally had a good night last night after about 3 or 4 losing nights in a row. We can take a quick look at that. I put this up in the video from last night as well. So if you are subscribed and following along, then you'll be able to check out these bets. Russ came up a rebound short on the double-double. We just got a little half a unit on him to try to get a little bit of extra money there in that last game, which was just all in flux after Jokic was obviously out all of a sudden, right? But the bets that we did hit, we found on the show as well. We had Bridges already, found Hardy, had LaMelo on the show, added that. Modi was on yesterday. He had, Ball for 30 plus, if you follow that. We got the Zinger. DeAndre Hunter didn't end up, probably lost about 4 or 5 minutes of action because he had 3 fouls by the second quarter. So that screwed us on the Hunter bet there. He ended with 17. Also missed 2 free throws that would have gotten us over. So it's the up and downs of the season, man. It's like one little bit here, one little bit there. We're looking at a 4-unit night or whatever. But Brad Beal also just another just bad shooting night when we pick him. Whenever I bet on Brad Beal is when he does poorly. There's just some dudes that maybe I just need to stay away from. The man that I'll probably be staying away from today is Malik Beasley. But we'll go ahead and take a look at that in a minute. No discounts right now on the VIP, but if you do want to get in, still running the same deal as always. You can jump in if you go ahead and sign up for any of the books that you see scrolling around here on below me and in the description of the video. We got BETR, we've got UNDERDOG, BETMGM here, Sleeper, and a couple others. So if you do want to get in for a free month of the VIP, up about 43 units right now. That if you do that, sign up, use code LYB, get your free money. Send me a screenshot showing me you signed up. On Twitter and Discord, I'm at JL Boogie, and I'll get you a free month of the VIP. So let's get into some of the plays I have here. And I know a lot of y'all are getting back in here as I kind of screwed things up with the internet, and now we're back. So appreciate you guys. I'm going to be using Props Madness and all that good stuff. But let me at least take a quick look at what we've got in the comments for you guys as everybody's in here. I'm sure we're going to have some Oubre looks. I've got some stuff that I already got in that I'm sure you guys are looking at. We got CBiz in here as always. Jack wants to know about Hartenstein under on the RA. Yeah, we can take a look at that against the Cavs. We got some injuries that we'll look at too. Michael's on Obi on the PR. Is it 21 and a half? That can't be right. Are you forgetting the assists in there? Because he's at like 10 and a half points. Oh, Toby, not Obi. So Tobias Harris, 21 and a half PR. My bad. We'll take a look at Toby and Zoo over 26 and a half PR as well. I know Dave and stuff down. So tracking these bets, we can take a look at what you guys are asking about. Lopez, not a shooter, a center, though he is shooting guard. I want to look at Lopez rebounds. Did someone bring that up? I think, because I think that'll be a look for sure. We do need to know. Yeah, we'll take a look at that from Daddy Herbs. We do need to know if we're going to have Cat in tonight for that Knicks game. So we definitely want to see what's up with that before we bet on too much. I have a bet in that game already. That's scrolling on the bottom line, but I don't yet have one for the Knicks. It's only Raptors right now. Let's see. SGA so high, man, staying so high. The boards we can take a look at too. The points markets, they're just so crazy high, even for SGA right now, 32 and a half. But yeah, similar play types versus Cleveland, 20 field goals plus, 10 plus rebound chances. And then he surpasses that. So yeah, at least you're looking at the volume. I like what Marcus is bringing up here. When you're bringing your bets in the comments, the more info you bring behind it, the better, right? We're talking about like he likes the past similar players that have gone up against the Cavs and how well they've done. Similar players to SGA, same with the rebound. So at least there's some good reasoning there. We can take a look at it. Definitely, obviously, we'll get in that game. This game with the Pellies is a mess. We got to see what's up. Now Zion's out. DeJounte Murray is still questionable, I believe, and Trey Murphy's out. So we'll see what's up. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, man. And yeah, Daddy Herbs, I know you already got some looks in there. Anyone bet on Bulls for plus money on the money line, right? For the Bulls, definitely can take a look at it. I do like the Pacers is such a low spread, but we'll see about Tyrese, right? Tyrese Halliburton is questionable, so we got to know about that. What's good? Larry, Stone Cold, and Marv, some OGs. What's up? Good. Andre as well. Let's see. Yeah, this is the internet debacle, and now we got everybody else in here. So make sure you guys are checking out the comments too. We've got guys that in there from the VIP who are dropping their bets in the Discord, in the free part of the Discord as well. Guys like Mike here, and let and letting keep an eye on his looks as well. And Free Sauce will be in here, I'm sure. Got a couple others. If we see him, we'll shout him out. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff going in the VIP and in the free Discord. But what's good, Corey? Good to have you in here. More money, new streak. Let's get it. Yeah, we started a new streak last night with the win. So yeah, I took this as well. This is a bet that I've got is Jalen Duren. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. I know you guys got plenty in here. Crank Zone also in the VIP, consistently dropping plays in the chat as well. I know you like Cat Assist, my boy. So we'll take a look at it for sure. Let me get a couple other banners up here for you guys. But yeah, Kobe, appreciate it. Make sure to give that video a like as you guys are looking at it. I'm going to pull up Props Madness and get going here on the looks that you have. But like I said, make sure you're checking out the scroll on the bottom lines on the bottom of the screen there so you can see which bets I've already got in and then get those on your card if you're interested. Pulling up Props Madness. Do want to remind you guys, if you don't yet have an account with Props Madness, this is what we're always using. Just pull this up for you real quick. This is going to be the GOAT product. I've said it before. You can use code LYB if you don't yet have access to this. And if you do want a free trial, you can get a 7-day free trial of Props Madness as well when you're looking to sign up. So check it out, see if you like it. I'll be using it. If you guys have any questions about the product, the tools that I'm using, they're all linked in the description of the video as well. So all the Props Madness, NBA tools, all that other stuff you'll see, injury reports, that's all linked in the description of the video. So check that out so you have those tools for yourselves as well. Let's see. I got to at least take a quick look. Let me use one of the bets on my card here as a starting point for which game we want to get into real quick as well. Let's get, oh man, I really want to talk about that Spurs game. Maybe we got to look at the injuries as well. So just keep that in mind. But let me start with this 76ers game and we'll get into that. Okay, so we've got Miles Turner out, which means Thomas Bryant is starting, which means, oh, wow, almighty. Are you serious with the Dame news? I already kind of wanted to bet Giannis 1,000,000 points tonight, just like looking at what he did against Wemby last year. And I do think guys like Giannis and Jokic love to kill Wemby. But those were some bombs you just dropped, David. So you've got, which one, let's help me. You just scrambled my brain. Which ones do we got right now? We've got Thomas Bryant for Miles Turner, which means we're obviously also looking at Obi now as a result of that. So that's this game. Pin in that one. Dame questionable. What was the exact news there, David? Now questionable when they went with the same motherfucking calf that's been fucking him up. I like Dame points a lot. I got him at 21.5. That's why I liked him so much. I don't know. These are going to drop. So if you bet Dame at more than 21.5 right now, this is going to go down from 23.5 where it was sitting. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can leave that up too if you want for a minute. So this is relevant to the Dame convo because I was already starting to look at Giannis again going like, God damn, 44 points last time out. Other guy I was looking at was Brolo for rebounds, which we'll talk about. And I think someone brought it up, which I love that someone's on the sneaky moments in time to bet rebounds for Brook Lopez because there's clear cut moments in time that you should be betting over 4.5 rebounds for Brolo. But my God. So the Dame stuff real quick was really simple. I put this in the video last night. I'd subscribe to the page, get those notifications on if you're not yet, because I'm dropping those videos for the NBA the night before, almost every night of the week, the night before, unless I have to get it up the morning of, but that's what she said. The Dame stuff, honestly, I was still kicking myself in the prior game when the Spurs played the Bulls. And I went with Josh Giddey, but in reality, it was like, if you're a pick and roll ball handler, point guard, pull-up shooter who scores a lot of points above the break or drives all the way to the rim, you're going to be really good against the Spurs because they are not good up top. They are giving up the 10th most points above the break here. As you can see, 21st. They're also giving up the 10th most points to the pick and roll ball handler. That's what Zach LaVine does. That's what he went off in this last game. And I swore I wasn't going to mess that one up again for the Spurs and just continue to attack that. For Dame at 21.5, when it opened at that number, I was like, yeah, it's well below his season average. This is the player archetype that you take against the Spurs. But this calf was an issue I wasn't fully aware of. So that does annoy me. And I do want to now so there was 29.5s that were around for Giannis. Then the Dame news comes out. Now there's no more 29.5s for Giannis. But you can see what David's got up there at the bottom. Giannis in the last game out versus Wemby. Wemby also went off with his 27 points. Wemby fine. I'm sure he's at 26.5. Is he 26.5? Yeah. So I'm now just looking at Giannis, the 14 boards as well, because I do think Brolo is going to be guarding Wemby. So that is going to be one reason why I like boards for Brolo. And it's going to be another reason why I don't mind boards for Giannis, because Brolo is going to be boxing out and playing a little bit. Well, he could also be guarding Wemby out. And then we've got Harrison Barnes as well, who's going to be, I guess Giannis is going to guard him. and he was another guy on my card as well. So those are the three that I'm looking at right now. I've already got Dame on the card. I'm not going to buy out of that, even with the calf news. You hate to see a late injury report ad because it does kind of probably mean that he's not going to play, is usually what it tends to become, because it's a late ad. He doesn't have time to recover from the injury we're now talking about. These boards are still at 11.5 for Giannis, though. I'm almost just like tempted to just take a 30 plus points and 12 plus boards kind of bet for him, because it's minus 130, and this is going to keep going up. Because even though Dame's not going to chop into his boards necessarily, let's see how that does impact it. So I'm going to go over here to NBA Advanced, not NBA Advanced. Let me see. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. It's a good point, Zachary. So real quick, what I want to see, and David, if you don't mind, please, if I don't come back to that point, please do try to remind me. Let's look Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good people, for Wayne's World fans out there. So let me put on court here Giannis and just take Dame, put him off court for a minute and see if there's anything there. And I'll just put Dame off court, and that'll kind of help us see which guys tend to stand out. So this is also linked in the description of the video. This is free, not behind a paywall, for Fantasy Labs. If you do use this, it's simple. You just put guys on court that you know are going to be playing tonight together. Take guys off court that you know are not going to be playing. So if Dame does not play tonight, then we've got Giannis here. These numbers are all of the minutes that Giannis has played without Dame this season. And then everybody else here is all of the minutes that they've played with Giannis and without Dame. So it's just this on-off court stuff. Just play around. It takes 2 seconds to get used to. So Giannis is at about 34 points per 36 minutes, 10.8 rebounds per 36, just with Dame off the floor and himself on the floor. And I don't really care who's on the floor with him in this scenario, to be honest. But, oh, good. Yeah, another game time decision. So the board, nothing stands out saying the boards are like an awesome play here. Maybe Bobby Poe is a look. If he's on court with Giannis and no Dame, he's looking at 9.5 boards per 36, 16.5 points. I think we probably also go to, is he out? Okay, Day'Ron Sharp's out. I think we also go to Chris Middleton, who is now no longer in the starting lineup, by the way. That is big news that we should keep account of as well. Taurean Prince is going to be in the starting lineup. Chris is going to be coming off of the bench and playing probably about 25, 26 minutes is what I think we project Chris Middleton for moving forward. All right, so for Giannis, yeah, it's still the points, much more to me than the dimes. Now Dame's up at 24 points. Did he officially get ruled out? Is that what just happened? Let me see real quick. Nope. They're just now really looking like they're going to. So they took him off of a bunch of. No. So why is this showing BetMGM? I guess DraftKings took it down for a second. So we've got, yeah, this is dropping 22.5 for Dame. 24.5 is wrong. So Giannis 31.5 and 11.5 boards. 12 rebounds. It still seems very doable. But yeah, this is just getting high when I'm looking at this going, let's see, let's put a couple other guys on court with Giannis. Let's put Brolo out there, who I think does get a good amount of minutes. I don't know how much Bobby Poe plays with them now. Let's at least just put Brolo out there. See what that does real quick. So Giannis has played this season, as this loads, 116 minutes with Brolo without Dame. Brolo's the one looking at about 7.7 boards per 36 and about 18 points. And he is who I'm starting to think about here on either the points, rebounds, both, something to that effect. Let me see about the boards. Are those 4.5? Yeah, so those are still 4.5. So the thing that I like to look at for Brook here is when he plays against other teams that are big, and I would constitute Wemby as big as shit, right? So when he plays against guys that teams that have a really big, good centers, then he's good for over 4.5 boards. I always play Brolo against the Cavs, for instance. What did he do against this team last year? Let's see. Head-to-head, 23-24. So we had 5 and 4. Let's see, 32 minutes, 11 rebound chances. Then 7 and 33. Don't like that quite as much, obviously. Only the 4 boards in that one. So I don't know if this is necessarily constitute a team that you're like, oh, you have to take boards. One thing that I like to look at is like if you look at opponents' points in the paint allowed, what are the Spurs at? They are 19th, so they're not that good. Usually if you take a team that's like really good at either limiting rebounds or down low in some fashion, like 1 through 9. So look at this, like teams that limit points in the paint. This is a good filter to show me that this is a team that has good centers that play a lot, that they prioritize keeping their centers or their bigs close to the basket and playing. And so when that's why they limit points in the paint. So if I filter this to the top 10 teams that, limiting points in the paint this year, look at Brolo's numbers. 6.4 rebounds per game when he goes up against teams that are very good down low. And one indication that they're very good down low is I can look at the points in the paint that they limit. That indicates they're good down low. I can look at the opponent rebounds allowed, right? I bet that's probably a pretty good indication as well. If we go to like top 10 or top 11, whatever, still he's at 5.3, a little bit better than his average on the season, because this is an indication that teams that are good down low because they limit rebounds are going to be teams that Brolo needs to play a lot of minutes against. So that's the Brolo secret. I do consider myself somewhat of a Brolo whisperer, I'll be honest with you, because I take the right moments in time to find the rebounds for this dude who is underrated as a rebounder. He just doesn't get kept there very much. So that's why he doesn't get rebounds very often. And they're also giving him a lot of rest these days when he doesn't need to play. But he's going to need to play in this game. So I'm starting to like the points and the rebounds, to be honest. That's at 16.5. You can even get 15.5 on Bet Rivers is still hanging that. So the 16.5 is minus 105 on Bet365. That's starting to call to me. And I only think that's going to go up with Dame listed in or out. And he's still below his season numbers here. So yeah, this is, I might play both separately, to be honest, or I just play them together, or play the rebounds and the points and rebounds. That's kind of what I'm looking at now, especially with Chris out of the starting lineup. So let's do this real quick. Let's do Brolo and Giannis on court, and we're going to put Chris Middleton off court only because I don't know that he's going to play as many minutes with the starters now that he's coming off the bench. So if this is a little bit stronger indication, this is 100 minutes. This is still about the same. It's about 18.5 points for Brolo and about 8 rebounds per game. If we put Chris on court instead of off court, let's see if that crushes his numbers, just because Chris could play like up to 30 minutes today without Dame. It's same for Bobby, but let's give it a second here. So Brolo has played 16 minutes with these two without Dame on the court. Not very much of a sample size. Still 6.6 rebounds, 15 points per 36 minutes. Let's see. How many minutes has he played this season when he played without Dame? Do without Dame. He's played, let's do with Giannis too. Well, in these minutes, these games at least, even if Giannis is out, 34, 36, 31. That's all without Giannis. 24, 30, 40 and 37. So like 30-ish minutes, right? I think you got to project him for a good amount on this. So I think I'm talking myself into the PR here is what I'm saying. Even with Dame potentially in, I don't know how you could think Dame's going to play at this point with a calf, even if it is the Spurs. I guess we should be waiting. I guess rebounds is safer. Let me just do this real quick. Let's say Dame does play so I don't screw myself here. Let me take this off. Let's put Dame on court and then see what that does. So we got Dame on court right now with Giannis and Brook Lopez. So if Dame does play, now we've got Brolo down at 5 rebounds and 12 points per 36. So I think we got to wait, unfortunately. I really think we got to wait to see if Dame plays. If Dame doesn't play, I'm immediately going to PR. I would hit 4.5 rebounds by itself, and then I would also hit PR, and I'd probably have 2 units on Brook Lopez in this game. So let's keep on top of that Dame news. I'm sure you're hyper aware of that, David.
But yep, roger that.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. And obviously in the chat, if you get any of that Dame news, then we're doing that. So no, let's confirm that, because I don't think that's true.
Nothing's come across okay. Twitter yet.
Okay. So. Yeah, no worries. All right. We'll keep that in mind. Yes. All right, cool. So we've got that as a note for ourselves that as soon as Dame is out, we're going to Brolo, points, rebounds, and just rebounds. All right, cool. So we've got that somewhat on the card for right now, but we'll stay on top of that stuff, and feel free to help David out and just jump right in the chat with any news that you see about Dame Lillard. We'll come back to this game other than that. Now, the only other look that I had right now, and this actually probably isn't really impacted by Dame, I'm just a little bit scared of it, I'll be honest, is Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes rebounds, and you can already see that I've got HB with the filters here, right? The with and without filters that you can select games that they played with or without certain guys. So I've got him playing the games that we've got Harrison Barnes playing with Wemby, without Sohan. And I've been hip to this for a bit because I was fading Harrison Barnes under 3.5 rebounds when Jeremy Sohan plays, because without Sohan, he's looking at 5 boards per game. right? And his minutes are up at about 28 to 30 per game without Jeremy Sohan and with Wembanyama, by the way. Without Wembanyama, or whether or not Wembanyama plays, when he's without Sohan overall, he's at 5.4 rebounds per game, over in 10 of 14. So a really nice hit rate for HB, who I love fading him with Sohan, but without Sohan, he's the clear-cut 4 in the starting lineup and gets a few more minutes per game as well. Now, the problem is that if you look at FanDuel Fantasy Pros, really simple site that just shows you team defense and how they rank versus specific positions, right? So if we want to see how teams perform against the power forward and how Milwaukee does against the power forward, it's very good. Like, they limit them. So Milwaukee gives up the 6th fewest points per game to the power forward position. HB is very much a power forward when he's playing without Jeremy Sohan. With Jeremy Sohan, he's much more of a small forward. But the rebounds as well, like 6th fewest rebounds to power forwards. And it's pretty obvious why. It's Giannis, right? Now, Giannis is a better rebounder than probably every power forward in the game. Plus, he's taking so many shots per game that the guy guarding Giannis is really not in a good position to get rebounds because he's going to put them under the basket and try to score that way every time. So you're out of position to get the board at that point once your ass is flying into the baseline, right? So for power forwards, for HB, it's a really good, like, with or without moment where he's playing. We get a nice bump without Jeremy Sohan. But I don't know that the matchup is enough for me to even take 4 boards if he is, in fact, going to be the number 1 defender on Giannis. And maybe it's Wemby, in which case it's HB on Brolo. Either way, centers, power forwards, they don't get rebounds against this team. Guards, small forwards, they get rebounds against this team. I don't know if we can do that with Harrison Barnes, but that's the other look that I have for this game. Let's get to a couple others here as well. And quick reminder to go ahead and like that video if you're getting anything out of the stream. It goes a super long way, so much appreciated on that. Let's just jump to the top here. Also, I'm sorry, I should at least let you guys know too. If you do want to jump in the VIP, back up to about 42.5 units on the season, go ahead and sign up for any of the books that you see that are listed in the description of the video. Sign up using code LYB. That's BETR, UNDERDOG, BETMGM, and a few others. If you sign up using code LYB, take a screenshot and send it my way at JLBoogie on Twitter and Discord, whichever one you want to use to hit me up. And I'll get you a free month in the VIP with that proof that you signed up for any of these books using code LYB. All right, so let's get to Philly and Washington. And that's another game that we're waiting on some pretty big news in this one, right? We need to know about Andre Drummond, who, whether you think he's good or whether you don't think he's good, Andre Drummond is going to make a big impact on the other players around him. I'll say that. So if we're looking at this Philly Wizards game, one thing to keep in mind is rebounds. Who's going to get them? If Drummond is in, it's going to be Drummond. I do believe that. If Drummond is not in, I know the squad loves Kelly Oubre rebounds. And I talked about this in my write-up about Kelly Oubre, which was just like, if I look at this right here and I go back to my fantasy labs, the rebounds don't call to me because there's nothing there closer to doubtful. Okay, wait, let's work with that. I've already got Kelly Oubre over 17.5 points. Let me just tell you that right now. Run and tell that. So we've got, let me put Kelly O on the court. Here's what I want to show you for the points. And then we got to look at this without Drummond. So Tyrese Maxey and Kelly O right here. We're putting them on court. Off court, we're going to now put Jared McCain. I don't know why I do that with his name. Kyle Big Booty Lowry, Paul George, KJ Martin ain't going to be out there. Dude, is this team not tanking or is this just the worst luck ever? All right, so we're going to select all those players off court. Now we're going to we got Kelly O and Tyrese Maxey on court, right? But the thing is like, we still have the possibility of Drummond playing. I didn't take him off court yet because what I want to show you is when Kelly plays without all those guys. Yeah, we got the locks and the nukes for you, my G. McCain, Embiid, KJ Martin, Kyle Lowry, Paul George. Whenever those guys do not play and Kelly Oubre and Tyrese are playing together on the court, Kelly Oubre is averaging 27 points per 36 minutes, but just 4 rebounds, right? So now if it looks like Andre Drummond is not playing, let's take him off court. And what does that do? I forgot to look at that. Kelly is still only at like 3.6. Now, there haven't been that many minutes this season where they played with all these guys. Let me take Lowry off. I don't care about him for the rebounding purposes. But yeah, it's still the points that call to me. You can see here everything I do with Drummond off even the rebounds don't call to me because they got super high because we've seen him have some big rebounding games, but not that many, right? Like the Phoenix Suns, by the way, I should have been betting on him against the Suns. Not only did he play on the Suns and it's like a revenge factor, he loves Phoenix. He has like a home there. That's where his business is out of, his clothing line, Tsunami Poppy, all that stuff. That's really his nickname. If y'all didn't know, it's Tsunami Poppy. So like that was going to always be a big game. 36 to 38 minutes is reasonable as hell, though, for Kelly. And the rebounds are not a bad bet. Like, even at 7.5 plus money, like he's done it enough. It's just what this is telling me for the season, even though it's about 68 minutes or so that he's played with these lineups, the points are what called to me. 24.8 per 36. Now I feel even better about the 17.5. Not sure if it's going up at all. Let me look at the points again. And he played in Washington too. I didn't bring that up. A good call there, Kerr GZZ. Yeah, he played in Washington. I don't know that he has the ties to Washington that like make me think he's gonna be extra motivated, but it's worth bringing up. And if you do look at a couple other teams that he smacked, it would be the Charlotte Hornets. If you look at the teams he scored the over against in his last three at over 17.5, it would be the former team that he played on, the Charlotte Hornets, twice, who suck, to be fair, and the Suns, who are not good on defense either. But it was without those dudes that he's going to be missing tonight. Actually, one of them was with Embiid. So, yeah, I think Kelly's a good on the points. The thing is, nothing really speaks to me here. Let me just do this. Let me keep these dudes off court. Let's just see what happens. What happens to the available players tonight? Yo, that would be fire, Samir. Those socks are clean. The Tsunami Poppy clothing line is very, very clean, I will say. It's super like Arizona, right? Like hot temperature, like fire, like desert colors, like that kind of shit, trippy kind of, but it's Tsunami Poppy, you know. So if we look at the minutes, so Maxi's at 111, he's only at 25 points per 36. Look, we should also just mention, like, we're talking about the fucking Wizards here, right? And it's the Wizards without everybody, as we know. I'm pulling up the injury report real quick. If you are not using this injury report, like, it's fine. I'm sure there's plenty of other good sites, but this is the official NBA injury report. It updates every hour on the 30-minute mark. So if you want to know for sure that you have good info, no matter what, this is gospel right here. This is linked in the description of the video as well for anybody interested in grabbing it. Look at Philly real quick. Yeah, no, I was looking at Washington. Sorry. So everybody's out for Washington. We don't even know if Bub is playing. We don't know if Kuzma's playing, and we don't know if Sarr is playing. So we still got to wait on that stuff. But we know who's ever out there is not going to be good on defense. Let's put it that way. So I guess I'm just trying to find something that stands out to me for like point. Like Caleb Martin is probably good on the points and probably the rebounds, to be honest. I think he's probably going to have a pretty good game. And yeah, Tsunami Poppy here is still just at 23.5 points, 5 rebounds per 36 when he's playing without all the dudes that are going to be out there. I thought maybe Yabusele, but he's at about 8.5 rebounds. Let's see. Now that we've got, that would be the dude that's impacted by Drummond's absence, and he's at 8.5 rebounds. So I can't get there with that, to be honest. Even at plus money for Yabu. Let's see. What's he done at least without Embiid and without Drummond? Assuming Drummond doesn't play. He has gotten boards without those guys. I will say that. 36 minutes, 10 rebound chance. So he's got 14 rebound chances in 37 minutes. Yo, that's a really good point. That's crazy. Yeah, dude, Shakira Austin's my girl. She's so filthy. If she could just stay healthy, she would easily be a top 3 center in the WNBA. She's nice with it, honestly. And she's not ugly either. So let's see. You got Cavs. Yeah, I mean, man, I'm talking myself into Yabu boards for plus money on the over 8.5, plus 115 on MGM. That's not a bad number. For our man there. I would have to look at that more. I mean, I would just basically be like, let's see, minutes, 36, 37, 33, 31. I don't know. This could be a blowout for the 76ers. I mean, maybe if Maxey just like drops 30 in the first half. All right, let's move off of this game and get to another one. I will just jump in the comments real quick. Let me just see if I'm missing something. Okay, yeah, because there might be some good looks here. So Koulibaly from Andre. Let's see. Where are you at, Bilal? So Bilal rebounds. Is it 4.5, 5.5 or plus money? That's what he's at on the season. That's a look, honestly. Yeah, I should be at least thinking about Bilal. I didn't want to really honestly take the time to go through this Wizards injury report and be like, it's a matrix, right? So like, I can't really get any, what does Bilal do when he's off court and this guy's on court? It's like, there's everybody's off court. I have no idea, but I know that Bilal should be good for like, I mean, let's at least say 30 minutes. Let's just start there with him. So what's he done in the games where he's played 30 minutes? Points, at 13 per game, rebounds at 5.9 when he plays at least 30. Let's assume that he's going to play closer to 34. Now we're at 6 rebounds per game, over in 12 of 18. And we're getting plus money for the 5. Let me see about the dimes too, right? We know that Brogdon is out. I couldn't even get to, let me see. So 3.5. Oh yeah, this is low. So what about the RA? So it was 5.5 would be 6 plus 4 would be 10. So this should be 9.5. If we get this at 9.5, I'm a lot better with it. Now 10.5 is plus 130. This is definitely where I'm looking though for Washington. This is a great point, Andre, which is like, who else? If not Bilal, then who? Sarr, yeah, if he's out there. Kispert's points are low too, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't even know how they run out more than like 7 dudes. If any of those dudes that are questionable between Kuz, Sarr, and Bub, at least 1 or 2 of those guys not playing. So let me see if it actually makes any sense real quick. Let me see if I can actually go without Kuz, without Poole. Let's at least keep Kuz in. Without Brogdon. I mean, we already know Bagley, Johnny Davis, whatever. We'll just take out everybody who's out already that we know and go, what does he do? He's only played 1 game without all these motherfuckers. Let's take these dudes. I don't care about Vucevic, Bagley. So it's without Brogdon, Poole, but yeah, it doesn't help me. It's really just about the minutes. And I think the assists are super low. That's a dumb, nice hit rate without all these guys and when he's playing these minutes. So he got 30 against the Rockets. You don't get assists against the Rockets, to be honest. They got smacked. 9 minutes here, which would be why he didn't. Yeah, he got. I guess did he get hurt against Chicago? I didn't see that. And then yeah, he missed a little bit of time. That's right. He got hurt against Chicago. He was dominant before that. It's the minutes. This game ain't gonna be close, but he might be blowout proof, to be honest. Which I think he could definitely be. 9.5 on sleeper. That's a good look for Koulibaly on the RA. I like where your head's at there. If you can get it, definitely shop it like that. Plus 130 for over 10.5. I think the rebounds and assists separately are a good look. You just the juice is gone for the boards or the assists. So maybe we just do one of those little parlays for that. But I'm really leaning into the rebounds right now. Plus 505. But it's not like Vooch is hurt. I got to look at it a little bit more closely before I just jump on it, even against the Sixers. I'll see if there's anything I can do with it. And obviously, we need to get to some other games. Let me put a pin in Bilal, and we'll get to a couple other games, and I'll come back to this one just because I've been stuck on it for sure. Another game I wanted to look at. I've got another play here in the Raptors Knicks game. I already took RJ over 19.5 points. I got that at minus 120 as well. And yeah, there's not too many 19.5s hanging around. There was a moment in time last night where this bitch was at 18.5. Couldn't get to it. What I'm looking at with RJ is just the usage. Granted, he's playing the Knicks. He's in the Garden. I think he's going to bring it in the Garden. So we'll see if that is actually motivation for him. It was last time they played, but I believe that was in Toronto. So if we're looking at not the Knicks, the Raptors, what I was looking at with him, and the reason I felt most comfortable with him on the points, you can see this season, he's only played 1 game with these two. His last game when he played with Scotty and with IQ. But if I put them on the court with RJ this season, it's going to be show us that he took the most shots last game, which he was tied with Scotty. They both took 18 shots in this last game where they lost by like 1 million to Milwaukee. But if you even go back to last season and do this in 23-24, when these three are on the court together, quickly Barrett, Barnes, Barrett's still taking the most shots per game, the most shots per 36 at 15.6, or he's like basically right up there with Emmanuel Quickley, but he's got more points. He's more efficient, more free throws, double the amount of free throws, which I always look at for him. He's one of the only dudes on this team that can drive to the lane, get the free throw by himself, Scotty being the other guy. But RJ is the shooting guard. It's a similar look to Mikal Bridges. I talked about this with the VIP. RJ Barrett's the shooting guard. He's going to be the primary scorer. You might have what's his name with the ball in his hands in terms of Quickley, but Quickley's the point guard. This is the shooting guard. Scotty's the scoring forward at this point. So I think RJ is going to continue to get good shots up. He's going to be fine against this team as the pick and roll ball handler. You can see that the Knicks are terrible this season up top, limiting the pick and roll ball handler, limiting above the break threes as well. They're 10th right here, but really it's only if you look at the frequency, it's because they play slower that they're actually limiting threes, but they're not limiting threes, especially in the corners. RJ is going to get a couple there. So love his points. If Cat is in, I know Crankzone was talking about the assists for Cat. That was one of the looks, and I'm down. I think part of the idea here was that if you look at centers, we're on the FanDuel Fantasy Pros site here, and I'm looking at centers. If I look at assists, Toronto's giving up the most assists per game to centers. Don't have too much reasoning for that other than I guess they collapse. That's part of it. They do collapse on defense, which is why also spot up shooters. Let me see real quick. Spot up shooters. Yeah, they're 21st versus spot up shooters. They're probably also very bad against catch and shoot. And I'm going to keep moving pretty fast. So sorry if I'm like going through stuff that you can't follow. But right now I'm just going to NBA advanced stats to look at opponent shooting because I want to see about catch and shoot and how they defend catch and shoot. So I'm looking at opponent shooting, catch and shoot, frequency of catch and shoot against them, talking about the Raptors. Where are you at, Toronto? Doesn't look like they're that bad against the catch and shoot. Well, how many field goals made against them? Yeah, they're not that bad against the catch and shoot. They're equally as shitty against everything, to be honest. So that's fine. But yeah, the center, I guess maybe they collapse. Pirtle's not a bad defender. I'm just struggling to find reasons that would be because it's kind of a random stat for centers, unless there's strong reasoning like they give up a lot of offensive rebounds, perhaps, and that goes out to the then the center kicks out. There could be reasons there. I don't mind it for Cat. I just don't even know if he's playing, to be honest. So if you like the 3.5, it's pretty good money. You can just take it. I just, like I said, I don't know what kind of health he's in. So I'm going to probably end up staying away from that for right now. There's not much to show me an edge on those. Golly, Mikhail's already up to 20.5 on DK. Man, I didn't take him, but yeah, 18.6 on the season. That's been steadily rising, but 20.5 is where we kind of meet our premium here. Make sure you're checking out Betting Pros just in relation to Mikhail. If you're not familiar, use the site that's linked in the description of the video here for Betting Pros. This is going to take you right to the sort of the props tool here in the prop finder. So I'm going to type in Mikhail and just show you as we say. As Stringer Bell tells us, yesterday's price is not today's price. And yesterday's price for Mikhail points, I've got points selected right here. And I can just scroll down and see that Mikhail's lines, what they used to be. 17.5 last game, right? We smacked that. 18.5 against the Bulls. We also hit that. 18.5 against the Thunder. We hit that. But now we're at 20.5. That is a high premium. Like, look at where this bitch has been at all season. 14, 15, 16. But as he keeps going over, the books keep raising the number so that we have to earn it more. He's still at 18.5 on the season, which is the biggest sample size we have for him. So 20.5 when he's still only averaging 18.5, even against the doo-doo Raptors, like it could come from anywhere. That's the thing, is anybody could go off against this team on this squad. So 20.5 is kind of where I draw the line with Mikhail for right now. We'll see if the man keeps outperforming what I'm saying, then that's fine. So we got Kuzma available, Alex are out, Bob Carrington in. Thank you for this stuff, David. Available play, Sar out. So that means more Joval. More Joval. Let's see what comes up at this point. So what? Yeah, because Bub he could eat into the assist for him. Let's see. Let's wait a minute and see. We'll come back to Bub to Bilal in a minute on that. All right, that's where I'm at with the Knicks Raptors right now. Got to see what's up with Cat, and then we can kind of go from there. Because if Cat is out, then that's going to help us at least look at some stuff for the Knicks. And I can just get ahead of that real quick, and then we'll move on. So I just kind of want, because the same way, if you're jumping in late, a couple things, go ahead and give that video a like if you would. Super helpful, goes a long way, and much appreciated. Make sure you're checking out the scroll on the bottom there. That's going to show you guys That's going to show you guys the plays that we already have in on the card. So you can make sure that if you don't miss any of those. And then last thing here is going to be, I was talking about this for the Bucks earlier. If Dame sits, I love over 4.5 rebounds for Brolo. And I love over 16.5 points and rebounds combined for Brook Lopez. That's if Dame gets officially ruled out. But if Dame is not out, I can't make that bet. Yeah, the difference is too big in how much better Brolo is points and rebounds wise with Dame off the floor. I know that Cat is not officially out. What I want to show you is I don't know if I'm going to be able to be on the show here when Cat does get officially ruled in or out. So if Cat is ruled out, let's at least see what that looks like for the Knickerbockers here. So let me get back to 24, 25. What I'm doing here, this is also available on the description of the video, is this link to Fantasy Labs. So you can do this for yourselves, see who's on, who's off, and how they do. So let me take Cat off in the event that he is officially ruled out. Let me take Cat off and then at least put on the other four bros that we know are going to start no matter what, which is Jalen, Josh, Mikhail, and OG. All right. put Jalen in there. So with these 4 on court with Cat off court, what have they done this season? And these guys are playing so many goddamn minutes together that it's probably going to be not very many minutes that they play together. But let me see real quick. Okay, this is finally coming up. Cool. So it has been a decent amount of minutes that this is going to take a second. It's still updating. Come on now. Let me take OG off for a second. Get this to update. This is going to show me how these guys perform when they've been on court together without Karl Towns. And then that might help us at least make a decision and be prepared for when Cat is officially ruled out, so we can see. All right, so I need to put OG back on court. And then this is going to be a little bit more official. So with OG back on court, looking at this, let's see, we've got about it's about 147 minutes. And in those minutes, Jalen's at about 28 points per 36. No, 26 points per 36. Mikhail's at 18. Let's see. Josh Hart averages 10 boards per 36. And OG is at about 6.8 boards. Jericho Sims and Achua are both at 10 boards. So I guess that's where we got to go. We can consider Hart boards. I bet you there's a bit of an advantage on OG boards. What are those at right now? Let's see, OG on the Rebs, 4.5. He's averaging about 6 per 36 without Cat on the floor. So we're going to get this at 5.5 as soon as Cat is ruled out. But I can't take it at 4.5 minus 150, especially when I don't know if Cat is officially or is officially not in. Cool. That's helpful. The starting lineup for the Cavs, we know. I do know that that's going to be the best game. I also just know that it's tough, man. It's tough to it's tough to cap that with the Thunder and Cavs game. Is 2 really, really, really good teams. It's gonna be a really fucking good game, and I kind of want to just watch it, to be honest, and not like get caught up in it. I see you guys talking about Halliburton too. First of all, fuck Halliburton. I don't like betting on Halliburton, but also he's questionable right now. I didn't have much for that game with how many dudes were questionable. So Miles Turner got ruled out actually, so now it's just Halliburton. Nothing that I'm missing there, right, for Halliburton, David?
Nothing yet. I just refreshed.
Okay, cool. Just double checking. Yeah, you're pulling this up from the same spot, I'm sure. Something just came up though, so let's see what it was.
Ben Simmons just popped up 5 seconds ago.
Okay, whatever.
Ruled out.
Fucking Ben Simmons. All right, good to know. I did take Jalen Duren double in this game. He who must not be named, this player right here. I don't talk about him. I don't mention his name anymore. It's me that is the jinx. So if you want to go back to taking his points, it's probably still a pretty fine bet. He should be at about 18 points per game with this lineup and all the dudes missing. But he likes to go 5 of a million when he's in that spot. That could be interesting. Brunson under because he's got a bad rep against the Raptors. They're just so bad, and we don't know about Cat right now. So I would not be taking that with Cat out right at this very moment, although it is a little bit higher. And yeah, OG for what the rebounds. Which one are you talking about? Which prop for him are you talking about? Yeah, I know, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, please keep an eye on the Dame update. That's gonna be so huge. Yeah, for which prop? You like the points for OG? Do you like the rebounds for OG? Because the rebounds are calling to me, even at 5.5 or plus money. I think the rebounds might be a good look. Just something to keep in mind. Yeah. Do we have Adem Bona? Do we have Adem Bona props up? That would be crazy. Mike's been telling us to play this guy.
We did. I looked at him earlier. I want to say it's 4.55 maybe.
Yeah.
I was looking at his rebounds.
Yeah, maybe he'll make in the league. I just don't know how to cap that for Adem Bona right now. But yeah, let's see if there's another game I can go to at least. Where are we at with? Yeah, it's injuries that are really keeping me from stuff. In this one, I did take Donovan Mitchell boards. I don't know if those are still at the same plus money. They haven't moved at all. I actually don't know how that makes me feel, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead.
I've never seen DraftKings do this, but they just listed the players available instead of listing everybody that's out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
So there you go.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. All right, let's at least So I've got the Donnie rebounds from this game. I would still be taking. I mean, I'm still fine with it. It's over his season average. The thing that I like about it is going to be mostly when you look at teams and how they limit rebounds to guards. So if you come over to teams, this is just like regular stats. You can go to opponent stats on NBA Advanced. You can change in the advanced filters. You can change the positions that you're looking at. So it's just guards, point guard, shooting guard, whatever. Anybody listed as a guard who gives up the most rebounds per game to guards. It's so far and away the Thunder. 39 rebounds per game to the guarding position. 30. The Knicks are the second worst at 31, limiting guard rebounds. So whether it's point guard, shooting guard, which I prefer to just not specify point guard, shooting guard. It just gets so mixed up that I'd rather just look at anybody who's a guard playing out on the wing and above the break. And that would be, the Thunder, giving up a ton of them. And I think Donnie's just going to have the minutes, honestly. Like last season when he played this team twice, played 30-something minutes, had the rebounds in both of those. If we're looking at, boards here, he had 8 and 5, 9 rebound chances, 11 rebound chances. You give him 9 or 11 rebound chances in this game, and you give me plus 124 for him to get 5 rebounds. I'm going to take it. I do think he's good for about 50% of the rebound chances that he gets. Because if he's getting a rebound chance, it probably means it's him versus a guard going up for the board. And this man can jump 20 feet in the air and is just one of the best athletes in the league. I don't think I need to mention that. So I like him to sky for those boards at plus money. Even if this doesn't hit, even if you look at this as a bet that's like not going to hit as consistently, this is a plus money bet. This is what we call an EV bet. Over time, this will be value. So over time, if you bet this every time, 4.5 plus 125, Donnie versus OKC, this is a good bet. So we're just going to keep hitting it and let the gods decide what happens from there. I didn't take his assists or his points. The points look low because they feel low, but the dimes to me still feel like a better play. This is a team that does not give up points to the pick and roll ball handler. They don't give up points up top at all. And Caruso's out, so keep that in mind. He is going to have Case on Wallace, Lou Dort. That's not going to be nice either. Probably Lou Dort. Actually, I don't know. It could be either, to be honest. And the other one will be on Darius Garland. So it's not going to be fun for either of those guys to score. I'd rather not mess with that when I think the rebounds are going to be there. But the points or the assist for him, I would also consider good bets moving forward. I couldn't get there with Jared Allen. I know this is another one people want to talk about, so I'm just running through it. I don't know how I would get there with it, to be honest. Now, I mean, rebounds are good against this team, obviously. Rebounds against OKC is always a look. Even money for 10.5. And let's see what the double-double's at as well for Allen. Can't get that on here real quick, but let me pull up Outlier for a sec. Dean Wade rebounds is interesting. I remember attacking that last year. Problem with Dean Wade rebounds is he's on the floor with Allen and Mobley. You know what I mean? If he's starting and he's out there with those dudes, and that scares me a bit. But let me pull up Allen. I can at least see the double-double for him real quick and just shop that. Is it still plus? It's still plus 105, which actually just makes me nervous. It's been at plus 105, and it seems too good to be true. He is at a double-double on the season in 20 of 35 games, which is a 57% hit rate. The implied odds here are that it's a much worse chance for him to get the double-double. So on implied odds alone, right, like 57% hit rate, and the implied odds are at like 48, 49% that he hits this. So we would get a bit of an edge there, to be honest, if you like that. I mean, I just don't know how to get there with it, man. I know last year he had a couple good games. I think the rebounds were there more than the points. I'm kind of leaning on just the 10.5 on the boards more than anything. Not that he's done it that much this season, if we're being honest. The 11 rebounds for him is tough. Let's do this for Jared Allen. Let's give him 28 minutes tonight and see if that helps us with the projection for him. He's at 12 boards when he plays 28 minutes. Why would we not project him for 28 minutes other than he could get run off the floor because of how small OKC can go? I just don't have like this edge that makes me feel good about taking the over on Jay Allen right now. The minutes would be helpful. What are they opponent points in the paint? Where are they at with that? They're number 1 limiting points in the paint. Jay Allen. Let's at least see if we can use some of that logic that we had on Brolo, which is like when he plays the top 10 teams, limiting points in the paint. He's still at about the 12 boards. I think plus money, though, for 10.5 is calling to me. Yeah, I took Donnie Mitchell. I actually didn't compare it, though. Another great capper in the VIP, too. Check that out. Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing, JK, is that like the stuff for the rebounds here, like let's look at Darius for a minute. So I actually didn't look at point guard versus shooting guard. I just looked at guards, and I don't really know who you would consider more the shooting guard or the point guard here for DG or Donovan. I think Donovan had actually, I might be lying to you. It might be, this is one way I can at least try to find out real quick. I'll just go to players, tracking data, touches, and I'm going to make this the just the Cavs for a minute. Get those stats. Touches, yeah, they're the fucking same, dude. 62 for Garland, 60 for Donnie. Front court touches, actually most for Mobley. Average seconds per touch, they're the same damn player. It's why I hate taking anything for either of them, to be honest. But the rebounds I like more for the bigger, more athletic guard. That's really what it came down to for Donnie. If you wanted to take them both, dude, I mean, this team gives up 39 rebounds a game to the opposing guards. So there you go. Now, at the same time, OKC has like 3 guards starting, right? But yeah. So for this one, Jay Allen on the double-double. I'm going to come back to it. Dean Wade on the boards was a look by Andre as well. And I can't get there with it just because, once again, he'll be playing with those starters too much. Let's see. If Denny Avdia is out, I can at least throw this one your way. If Denny Avdia is out, we're looking at the rebounds for Tumani, which we've talked about on this show. Thanks to Free Sauce, who pointed this shit out. If you look at this without Jeremy Grant, I'd be going for the PR these days for Kamara. And even just the points in general is something he's been hitting very consistently, even with Avdia and without Grant. Let me see, make sure we have Avdia in all these games. Yeah, Avdia is playing in all these games where he's getting the points. The rebounds are the thing that he's slowed down a bit on, and they've caught up, right? Like they got a 6.5 rebound prop for him now. So I think either the points or the points and rebounds are where you go, especially without Jeremy Grant. He's taking a lot more of those like corner threes where Jeremy Grant usually stands and plays a similar position. Good matchup here against a bad Pelicans defense down low. That's going to be missing everybody again, which makes me want to take CJ even at 24.5 points. Bro was going off for a minute before before the return of everybody against Minnesota, where they lost by 7. Crazy. They just can't win a game, man. Except for against the Wizards. So that's that poo-poo game. I'm staying away from this one. We don't know what's up with Jokic yet, so we got to wait for that, and I'll come back to it when I can, and I'll be in the VIP talking about that one. And then we know where we're at with this one as well. We got to wait on the Brolo news. That's kind of what I'm liking. So let me just close with seeing where y'all are at with some stuff and kind of go from there before we close out. One more quick reminder too, go ahead and give the video a like if you would. Goes a super long way. Much appreciated if y'all are getting anything out of it. And then also, if you do want to jump into the VIP, up 42.5 units on the season, looking to get to that 100 mark. We got to climb over 50 in the next 10 games though too, which I will be doing. But we got to climb over 50 to be halfway by the halfway mark of the season. Teams are about to come up on 41 games in about like 8, 9 games, 10 games. So we got to get back above the 50 mark. But if you want to jump into the VIP, sign up for one of these books using code LYB. All the books are listed and linked in the description of the video. Sign up, use code LYB, get your free money and your bonuses, and then hit me up on Twitter or Discord at JLBoogie. We'll get you a free month in the VIP for doing that. And then we'll chat it up in there. All right, so I'm just going to have this up because I just want to see some of the comments. Anything that stood out that was like very common in the comments to you, David?
I think a lot of people have questions about some of the folks who are waiting on injury news, and I think it's just smart to play it like that. I think the guard look was interesting on rebounds. I forget who, but somebody asked about LeVert.
Yeah.
It's pretty low right now. There's a lot of juice on the 2.5, but over 3.5 is like plus 140.
Yeah, I don't know how much I want to be taking. I guess Karras, it's not a bad look. I don't have much for it other than it's just low. And someone brought up Obi, so I'm just going to pull this one up so I don't forget because I didn't want to leave y'all hanging on Obi. Karras, LeVert, Rebs. It's so random, to be honest. Minus 154 too, so 2.5 is poo-poo.
When you were talking about the Rebs to guards, does that include all guards, or are we just talking like starting guards?
No, it's all guards. It's not necessarily bench players. It's just like the minutes I can count on for Donovan.
Too much variance.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, 24 minutes. What's he at? He's probably at about 20 to 25 per game. I just haven't really looked at Karras LeVert, to be honest, in like all season. So I have really not like insert the Shaq quote. Like, I'm not familiar with his game right now, to be honest.
All right, just a heads up too. You had me write down Koulibaly that you wanted to revisit.
Thank you. Yeah, I will. Let's do that in 1 second, and let's at least look at OB1, the GOAT. So for OB, oh man, already up at 12.5 points. What a great look by Legacy King to get this nice and early. This is 11.5 on Bet365. Has he played without Miles this season? Where's Miles? Where are you, Miles? Oh, there he is. Wow, my fucking mouse is on him. He's played twice without him. He had a bunch of points against another bad team, like the one he's playing in Chicago tonight. This is a team that's just going to give up all transition. I guess they're not as bad against a spot up. They give up a ton to power forwards, though. I do know that. I'm really tempted to take OB at 11.5 points, to be honest. Okay, Denny's playing. Thank you. 11.5 is calling me because it's still minus 105 on Bet365, and that is a full point better than everywhere else. What are the boards at real quick? 5.5. What about in those games without Miles real quick? Yeah, the boards make me a little bit more nervous. But man, the points at 11.5, minus 105. I just got to take that because if Obi goes, this is the type of team for him to go off. They're going to be playing really fast. They don't have the ability to stop him at the rim. That's the biggest part. Yeah, we're going 11.5 points. That's all I need to know. Let's throw that on the bottom line, por favor. I'm going to add Obi though, just to make Legacy King happy. All right, we're getting OB over 11.5 points on Bet 365. The question everyone's going to ask me is what I play this at 12.5, which sucks because I'd rather not have to. Minus 110, that's crazy. All right. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to take him anyway when he's playing a fast-paced team that can't defend down low, that doesn't defend in transition, etc. That's when you take Obi Toppin. So adding that one to the card. I appreciate you guys telling me to come back to it. But Obi Toppin over 11.5 points. You can get that on Bet365. You can play this at 12.5. I do think you can play this at 12.5. But if you can get anything for 11.5, even minus 140, I'd rather just take that extra point. I know he's going to be shooting some threes, but I do think he's going to be attacking the rim a ton with Vucevic down there. You can see this team is 30th limiting points at the rim. He's making 50% of them at the rim. They're also, they're actually good in the corners. So, but yeah, he'll be getting a lot of dunks, transition, the like. So I like the OB bet there. And let's at least finish with Koulibaly, because I do agree that when we're playing without all these guys, it's a good look. So let me actually just make myself feel better about it. I'm going to go back to the NBA Fantasy Labs here. I'm going to put on court. Let's see who we got. Bilal, we got Sar out. So we got Bub in. We're probably looking at Jonas. I believe Poole's already out, and we got Kuz in, and then Kispert is probably also going to be out there with them, perhaps in the starting lineup. I believe he was just out there. Let's at least just do with this 5 for a minute. 11 minutes this season. So that doesn't help us, but let's take Corey off the court. Get out of here, Kispert. Still at 23 minutes. Bilal, yeah, this isn't going to help us. Let's take Joe Val off the court. I don't care about that for a minute. Bilal with these guys, we're back up to 447. It's not really good numbers, man. Oh, wait, I got to take off-court guys. My bad. All right, let's take off-court. This is going to give us nothing. Jordan Poole, Malcolm Brogdon, Alex Sarr. We know those guys aren't playing tonight. I know there's more guys, but those are the ones that matter. Yeah, we're down to 13 minutes. Bilal's at about 11 RA in that time. It's not the best sample size. We really just got to go, hey, Bilal playing a ton of minutes. Is he going to do that? The rebounds got him back down to 4.5. So that's interesting. I'm going to wait on this one for Bilal. I'm going to see how the market messes with him. I'll probably end up taking 5.5 or plus money on the boards. I think that was a good look. Thank you for this. Cool. Would be good to know who the Wiz are starting. So we'll get that info in just a minute, but we've only got 30 minutes. I want to at least make sure I can get some. Yeah, Kuz is available. I had him on court. Some stuff in there for that. And then y'all are wondering about Ayton. I think that's a good look now that we know that Klingon is out and we know, we know Avdi is in. So I'm going to have to look at that one more closely too. Let's at least just see what's Ayton at. I hate betting on Ayton. 15.5 and 11.5 boards. Yeah, it's a good matchup for him. I think the points are probably the better play for him, even at 15.5. But I got to look at it a little bit more closely. So I'm going to get all that stuff in on the VIP. So I'll be there in a little bit with y'all. But we'll have a couple more plays for this 4:00 game. But appreciate everybody's time. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, no random interruptions there. Cool. This is helpful. All right. I'll be looking at these lineups for sure. If you do want to get into the VIP, like I said, go ahead and sign up for any of those books, and I will go ahead and get you a free month if you screenshot it and send it my way. Other than that, I'll have a video out tonight for tomorrow's slate as well, and then we'll be back with the live show tomorrow like we do every single day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So hope you all got some winners for today. We'll keep the streak going after a nice day yesterday. Until I see you guys next. Happy betting.